Yeah, sorry if I'm wiping blood off my chin. I recently just accidentally smacked myself in the face with some pliers. Yeah, so if you've been watching the channel for a while now, actually, I guess Michael just recently posted about how we want to talk about comic books a little bit more and kind of get into that. And I wanted to kind of talk about my experience with comic books and why I have such a strong passion for them. I'm dyslexic. We've talked about this on the show. It's been jokes. It's fun. It's funny. I'm fine. I'm high functioning, I think is what you would call them. But I've always loved story and loved this kind of world and things. I've always loved superheroes. I latched onto TV shows, but due to my dyslexia and the fact that we didn't catch that till I was close to high school age. I don't remember exactly how old when I started kind of tutoring with my mom, and my mom went and she got certified. Now she tutors people, and she learned how to do so because she had to teach me. We were homeschooled. But I never read any story ever in my whole life that was age appropriate or that was, I never read a story that didn't feel like it was talking down to me. And any story that I did try to read that was kind of for my age group, I couldn't wrap my head around it. I couldn't comprehend the words enough. I literally couldn't read the words enough, and it was a waste of time, and I felt very discouraged in this. And it was a bummer. I love story, and I would listen to audiobooks and things, but just I never enjoyed reading a day in my life, ever. Until New 52. Scott Snyder drops Batman issue 1, the Court of the Owls arc, which is just a phenomenal arc, and a good book. And my brother bought it, Michael bought it, and on Comixology we got everything digital for a long time. And I had an iPod Touch, and he put his password and everything in for Comixology on my iPod, and we read our first comic book. Right? I read Batman, New 52, Court of the Owls issue 1. Right? And that was a game changer for me in a lot of ways. Right? So for the very first time, read a story, and mind you, Scott Snyder's known for having a lot of words in this, and this is not a downplay on the maturity or the intelligence that it goes behind making these books and the legitimate literature that comic books are, but they're a visual medium through the pictures and also through the words, right? So you have to couple those together, and they're those two things working harmoniously together to give you the story that you're really after, and that is something I think that book does really well. And not being able to read very well and kind of feeling spoken down to in anything I was reading and kind of being in that place, this book changed my life. And like that sounds so silly to say, but it did. I never enjoyed reading of any sort ever in my whole life until then. The art was so good that anytime I couldn't read the words or really comprehend, I couldn't get my mind around the words that were on the page, I could look at the art and I could context clues things together, and it taught me to read better because I read more than I ever had. I liked it. I read issues multiple times because I liked them and I was getting better at reading, and this was a thing that I never seen before. That comic books literally were the very first time I ever read something and didn't feel like an idiot. For the very first time, I read a story. I read a book that was for somebody my age, and I didn't feel talked down to, and I didn't feel dumb the whole time doing it because I understood what was going on, and it was something that was really special to me, and it rung so true. And comic books still do that. I'm still dyslexic. I still don't read as much as I should. I'm still not great at it, but I can still pick up a comic book, and again, I can still context clues my way through things I can't kind of get around. I can't figure out the words and things, and that's a really special niche thing that I think more people like me or people can really latch onto. That's really cool. So that's kind of a big thing of where I come at comic books from. That's where a lot of my love for them comes. Is they're one of the only mediums where I don't feel ostracized because of my inability to read, if that makes sense. So be on the lookout for my review of Howard the Duck by Chip Zdarsky. Thanks for watching. If you guys have just a few extra seconds of free time, if you could subscribe, like, or I don't know, maybe hit that notification bell. Really, we just want to know when we post and watch anything and everything we have to offer here on What Matters. Thanks.